Well, I'm sure you've heard by now the Supreme Court is poised to gut the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Guys, this is the Voting Rights Act, okay? Like, this is it. They've already been chopping up at it. They've already been going at it. Now they are poised to potentially gut it even more, to the point that it essentially is a worthless law, okay? And so here's exactly what's going on with that. So basically, there's a case coming before the Supreme Court called Louisiana versus Calais, which could significantly weaken Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Section 2 prohibits electoral practices that result in the denial or abridgment of the right to vote on account of race or color. So here's a little background about this, okay? Following the 2020 census, Louisiana's congressional map included only one majority black district. That's what they mean when they say denial or abridgment of the right to vote on account of race or color, okay? Basically, this is the part that says you can't be denied the right to vote because of whatever race you are or color you are. So after the 2020 census, Louisiana's corrupt-ass state, they created only one majority black district, despite black residents consisting about 1/3 of the state's population. A federal judge ruled that the map violated Section 2 of the VRA, the Voting Rights Act. Subsequently, the state legislature redrew the map to include a second majority black district. However, a group of white voters challenged this new map. You know, these Louisianan white voters, they were like, you mean to tell me you're going to give the Negroes a whole extra district? Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Okay? My 1/3 of the state of Louisiana is black people, and they were mad about giving them 2 districts, so much so that they sued, y'all. They argued that it relied too heavily on race and violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. So they're saying that Section 2, which prohibits people from preventing people the right to vote on account of their race, Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, they're saying that it violates the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. So I need you to just hear what's happening here, okay? The 14th Amendment, which was created to protect non-white people, equal protection. White people are using it to say that they're being discriminated against by Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act that prohibits discriminating against people, keeping them from voting based on their race. I mean, are we in the freaking Twilight Zone, or are we in the freaking Twilight Zone? Can you believe the world we live in? It's giving reverse racism. It's giving all lives matter. These white people said, we're going to use the Equal Rights Act to say that we white people are being discriminated against because the Voting Rights Act says that we cannot discriminate. I can't even get it out because it's insane. It's madness. It's pure tomfoolery. So this court case is now before the Supreme Court. The Trump-elected Supreme Court, the extremely conservative Supreme Court that has just been letting Trump do whatever the hell he wants. This is the Supreme Court that granted Trump presidential immunity, something we've never had in the history of this country. So folks are really concerned, and folks who have been listening to the arguments are extra concerned because based on the arguments that they've heard, it's looking like they're going to be overturning this. They're going to be siding with the whites on this one. And are we surprised? Because this is Donald Trump's Supreme Court.